Good morning, everyone. Brian here with BMK Retro Gaming. This morning I have for us a review of the ColecoVision original library game, Donkey Kong Jr. Now, of course, it is an arcade port, and the arcade cabinet original was developed by Shigeru Miyamoto as director and one of the artists, with Gunpei Yokoi as producer, the other artist being Yoshio Sakamoto, and music by Yukio Kinooka, Kaneoka. I forget how you pronounce it. For Nintendo R&D 1 to be published by Nintendo in 1982. Then, of course, CBS and Electronics developed it to be published by Coleco in 1983 for this port of the game. It's a pretty good and basic game overall. I mean, the whole story basically is that it's the sequel to Donkey Kong, whereas after being defeated by Mario there, Donkey Kong has been captured and is being held captive by Mario. And so Donkey Kong's apparent son, Donkey Kong Jr., or Junior, sets out to rescue his father. Since Donkey Kong was captured because he decided to go ape anyway by Mario, but then Donkey Kong Jr. is understandably trying to free his father. Kind of makes you wonder, who's the actual bad guy in this one? Or who's actually the hero here? Oh well, question for another time perhaps. Anyway, there's a fair deal to it in a way, but it's not overly complicated game anyway. Forgot to get this out prior to starting recording. I own just a loose copy of the game, which here we can see it's pretty decent and pretty nice. ColecoVision presents Donkey Kong Jr. by Nintendo. My copy's in a bit of rough shape on the label and all, but still together mostly. Tells us here it's a 1983 release. Does have slots for some overlays, but I'm not sure if it would have actually used them or not. Anyway, it's a very pretty good game, though it can be tough to learn some parts of. As we'll see, I always have trouble with at least one part of one stage in each level. Anyway, for this one, I will be tossing it into my ColecoVision Phoenix, as I do with ColecoVision games. But since this one can takes kind of robust controls and all, and the ColecoVision or Coleco Atom controller can not always the very best for that type of thing, and since the ColecoVision makes provision for this, I've got an FC Twin Nintendo NES style controller hooked up on the side to control it with, so make things a bit smoother. I grew up originally with the third generation Nintendo NES port of the game to begin with, so more of a gamepad style controller setup is more familiar for me with this type of game anyway. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and toss this into the ColecoVision Phoenix, and we're going to take a look into the gameplay. Okay, so here we go with gameplay for Donkey Kong Jr. ColecoVision Original Library Game, 1983. Just a sec. Okay, there we go. Skill level 1, this doesn't need to be super complicated. Okay, we can see. Junior looks pretty good. Everything looks decent. Mario and Donkey Kong himself look a bit different. Oh, no, you don't. They may look a bit different than they might in some other ports or versions of the game. Again, I originally grew up playing the Nintendo NES version of the game, third generation Nintendo NES version of the game, and quite literally, it's fairly different. I do know you score points for every fruit that you knock down, and especially if it happens to hit any enemies. But not much else I can tell you about it. Didn't get much of a chance to take a greater look into... Darn it! No! Into, all the scoring and everything. Hate it when you get killed off on the first screen. I'm a bit rusty at playing this particular part of the game. Is one of the problems going on here. Didn't get much of a chance to actually go back over it prior to this review video. Like most games of the era, there is a pattern or such to how you have to go about doing this. Yep, I know, I'm running low on time. Okay. No, well, what do I care? I'm nearly out of time to get this done yet, so... There you go, that's one way to score right there. It does look and sound decent both, so, I can't claim any real complaint in that department. Those things are called snap jaws, and they are pretty nasty, as you might expect, in terms of, well, they're basically a pair of jaws which comes at you. Never mind the alligator crocodile thing in a way, but they're really even worse than that in a way. It looks to me, as far as I can tell, kind of like Mario actually winds them up to get them moving, so they may actually be machinations or something, I don't know. Oh, come on. One thing about this version of the game, the controls are not always as smooth as you would like. Anyway, this is generally the first screen of the game anyway. Bye. Come on, now that's just unfair. I got up there, shouldn't have been that daggum complicated. I mean, seriously. Also, I actually accidentally kind of slept in with this one, and unfortunately, I'm waking up to do this a bit late. I'm still waking myself up while we're going on this review video, so forgive my incompetence with this gameplay, but there's more than one reason for it at this point. Also, even using the Super NES style gamepad controller, although that kind of helps with things some, it's not really at this point, how you would say, some things are still going wrong with it. For instance, like my pressing of the D-pad on it sometimes is not responding right. Or at least it's slipping easily from one to the other. Okay, here's screen 2 where you have to put the keys in. And a new enemy you have to worry about down there is the birds, so... And as we've seen, you have to worry about the timer too. You can run out of time on each stage of each level, so... Sorry, I missed. I was going to knock out the bird, but oh well. Shut up. Well, where's my time's running low? Okay, that's just not fair. I was not going that slow, so screw this thing. I forget how many lives it gives you, too. If it's 2 or 3 or what. Like other ports of this game, this one generally contains about 3 different levels. So, 3 screens per level, or 3 stages per level, and they're all okay. Unfortunately, even the Atari 7800 version, I had a little bit easier time controlling than this one, so... Okay, there we go. This would technically be the last screen of the game, but most of the home port versions, for some reason or other, tend to put that one as the second. Though it should be technically the last version of the last screen of the game. They get mixed up wrong. For whatever reason. I think that's too many of you guys at one time. also, since it mixes this one back in before it lets you go to a new screen, makes it a bit more challenging, and is another thing that I have a problem with on this one, because why am I having to worry about playing through this one over again? It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And of course the difficulty has also been ramped up compared to what it would be otherwise, so... He just has to come straight at me, doesn't he? There we go. That's that taken care of. Okay, this is the final screen, which is the one which I always have a lot of trouble with somehow. Oh boy, this is not going to be any easier than any other version, is it? Come on. Okay, I got even less far on that one than I do on most of the others. Anyway, I think you guys get the idea with the gameplay by now, so... Okay, so that was Donkey Kong Jr., a 1983 arcade port to the ColecoVision. Is it pretty good? Yes, generally speaking, though, as I was kind of saying during the gameplay, even compared to the Atari 7800 port, which I had reviewed previously, this one's a little bit tougher on the control side, at least if you're not as used to them or a bit rusty. It could be easier to control, in other words. Though it otherwise looks good, sounds good, and is pretty fun, so I'd give it if not an A+, maybe an A- to a B+. Though I don't really rank them or anything like that, or technically grade them. And I'd say it's worth a shot. Though I would say even with a gamepad type controller as an option, even that didn't make the controller scheme that much more easy to control, so that is a drawback. Anyway, I do have a few recommendations and links for you guys on this one from my preferred YouTubers. TAS Videos channel. Theirs is mostly a gameplay type video. Scoring, I think. ColecoVision World by my friend Aaron Spinks. I haven't posted anything from there in a while, but now I get to do another. My friend Brian Puddin with his channel Brian's Man Cave. The Dot Eaters and 65 Gamer Guy. They all have nice videos featuring this game, so I will go ahead and leave recommendations and links to those, as well as a recommendation and link to the Wikipedia article where for those who may care to read up further on this one. It goes over the game in general as well as various ports, so it's a pretty decent read. Big shout out to my ColecoVision World and ColecoVision and Adam Fanatics Facebook groups. Love you guys over there, and hopefully you'll get this before too terribly long. It's been kind of hot and nice here, way too hot really. So we've been going through heat waves off and on. So this probably won't take too terribly long to upload. I have not yet picked out what this next Sunday's ProBrew, Homebrew, or Prototype review is going to be. I know it will be another emulation since I've been kind of stuck with that for material on that side here lately. And, well, go ahead and keep an eye on my channel's feed here on YouTube, as well as if you follow me on the Twitter feed and the Facebook feed, or either or. And once I get one picked out, probably by Thursday or Friday at latest, I will go ahead and create an announcement post talking about what that's going to be. But for now, just haven't got around to it yet. In the meantime, if you enjoy this channel's content, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Getting a bit parched. And please don't hesitate to leave any questions, comments, or suggestions down in the comment section below. You guys take care. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and hopefully I will see everyone back here again this coming Sunday, if not sometime in between.